You do not go to school to discover what you want to become in life. You first discover what you want to become before you go to school. Guys, how you doing? So I'm quickly going to just leave 5 steps to, becoming, rich, increasing your finances this year. But because my videos are usually long, I'm just going to leave you with one. This video, I'm going to create another video. I know I've made promises of so many videos I'm going to create, but I have found a solution to this problem because by the time I'm done with this first point, I noticed that we're already in 6-7 minutes. So I'm putting together a material, I'm putting together a book. I understand that this generation almost doesn't like to read. So we are putting it in different formats, whether you want audiobook, whether you want it to be in a podcast, whether you want a physical book, whichever works for you, we're going to provide that. But I'm going to put this together to help us have a better clarity on what you want to do with your life moving forward. Now, what I'm about to say is going to upset a lot of people if this might be one of the most controversial videos I'm ever going to make. So I'm going to apologize, especially to parents right now, because I think it's high time we start saying the truth. And it's that time we start facing reality and start realizing that, we've been lied to. Okay? School is not going to get you rich. Going to school is not a guarantee that you're going to be rich. As a matter of fact, if you're about to enter school, wait, don't yet. Hi, I'm about to get into trouble with this video, but I don't care. You cannot get rich by going to school. If school is actually the reason is so important, how come we have the number of unemployed youth still climbing and people are graduating? 500,000 people as of the Bureau of Statistics of 2010 graduate from university every year. And 10% of that number get a job. And out of that 10%, 8% is who you know where. The other 2% is merit. By the time you're trying to think about it, another 500,000 graduate the next year. That was about as of 2010. I don't know what the figure is now. If school is actually the solution to unemployment, if school is actually the solution to having a better society, how come that we are chunking in kids in and out of school and the problem still persists? Going to school will not get you rich. Education will. And guess what? 90% of the time, education is not gotten from school. A school system was designed, God help me. The school system, especially the one we practice in this part of the world, was designed to keep us under a certain level. It was designed for us to serve the master. That is why there are certain things they cannot teach you in school. Because it was just designed for you to know just enough to serve the master. School teaches you how to operate systems. It doesn't teach you how to build it. Don't think because you went to school, you're educated. In fact, I know a lot of educated people that didn't go to school. Let me even take it further. I know a lot of educated people that can't speak English. Schooling is theoretical knowledge. Education is experiential knowledge. That is why when you go to some of these business schools now, most of the people they bring to lecture you are people that are experienced in the field. So they'll bring a because they understand that in as much as you might have paid for a school, 4 walls of a setting, that if you truly want to get value for this place you're in, you need to hear from people that have been experienced, people that are properly educated in what they do. That's why they bring in people to teach you. The lecturer alone should have handled it. Let me say something that God, I hope I will not get arrested by saying. As intelligent as your lecturer is, which I know a lot of intelligent lecturers, And this is not a shade to any lecturer. God bear me witness. This is just the truth. As intelligent as most lecturers, because some of them have learned to convert this thing. They have all the certification, but you notice they can't convert that thing they learned in school into physical. And that is not removing the fact some people are supposed to be. We live in a society where you feel that everybody is supposed to be a billionaire. That's not true. Some people are okay with just enough. That God created everybody differently. The people I'm making this video for know themselves. There is somebody I know that if only they can be collecting their salary, they are fine. They are not complaining. That's why all fingers are not equal. So yes, the argument that if school is actually that important, how come that the lecturers that teach you accounting have not changed their car in 20 years or are not living the type of life? Because first, truth is most of them don't know how to convert that into actual wealth. But most importantly, most of them are comfortable with just teaching. They do not desire to be a Dangote. The point I'm making with what I just said is that it is not just enough to know. You have to understand how. Not just the what, but how. And how is education. And sometimes the how is not learned in classroom, is learned on the street. It is not school that will make you money. It can get you salary, but it cannot give you financial freedom. It is education. The Omata man in our nature was properly educated, even though he did not see the four walls of the school. Because education sometimes happens on the streets. Education sometimes requires you to follow one man for 7 years and just replicate what he does. Why do you think the Igbo apprenticeship system is being studied in Harvard? The highest form of education is almost not gotten from the classroom. And that is why I say this video might upset some people, because some parents think that because you're successful as a lawyer, because growing up you experienced certain things that hurt you. Growing up, you went through a lot of things. You were evicted because your father didn't have a good life, and you swore to yourself that you become a lawyer. Now you become a successful lawyer based off of your experience, and you now want your son, who is living a soft life, to follow your legacy that has not experienced half of the things that made you become a lawyer, and you expect him to have the same result as you. That is why you notice that some of the people that push their kids to study what they want them to study never come out successful. Very few. Because whereas you went to school based off of your experience, they went to school because they were asked to go to school. Parents, you need to pay attention to understand that what happens in the Western world, do you know the way they train children in the Western world? They don't train them to say, okay, just go to school. They start watching you from a young age. They start seeing things you're good at. They try you out with everything. Then they see the one you're very good at. That is now the one we now call talent. Talent is the ability to do something with ease that other people find difficult doing. So when they see that this guy handles this ball effortlessly, they say this guy might be a good basketballer. So they start grooming you to